The ABXYlute M4 Magsafe Controller is a fantastic little controller for you can just throw into your pocket for when you're out and about on the go. The small form factor just allows it to be fantastic, especially on the iPhone for just handheld emulation on the go. So you can connect this thing to other devices, but I've personally only had it on my phone. I've been absolutely enjoying it. I've gone for the indigo purple design inspired by the GameCube, and I absolutely love it. I'll throw up a comparison for you guys. I'm an absolute sucker for that generation and that console. So yeah, let's talk about it. The pairing method for this controller is pretty straightforward. So you have three options when pairing it. So you can either pair it as a Switch Pro controller, a DualShock 4, or a standard HID input device. So a HID input, for those of you who don't know, is a human input device. So that basically allows this thing to get a wide range of compatibility, probably more so for like your different offshoots of Android. On iOS, I've just paired this thing as a Switch controller. Pairing it as a DualShock 4 just had a few little issues within the software, so Switch Pro controller, Delta emulator, will be perfectly sorted. So for the sake of this little review I'm doing, this is all going to be in the Switch mode. The build quality on this little guy is fantastic. The controller itself has a little bit of heft to it, so it's not overly heavy like some of your bigger controllers. You know, this doesn't feel like it's an Xbox Series or a Switch controller, but it doesn't feel like you're not holding anything. It's really helped out by the magnet, just because the magnet is slightly heavier than the actual controller, just because this thing's got to fit in the MagSafe ring, and also its own little magnets it uses to connect to the controller and then to the phone. While we're on the subject of comfort and this little magnet, it can be used as a stand for the phone. I'll throw up some footage in a second on the desk. The viewing angles aren't fantastic on this guy. It'll definitely get the job done when you're on the go, so if you just want to put your phone up to the side for a minute, but it's definitely not a solution for at home. But it definitely gets the job done. I'd say that this controller is pretty fantastic for games leading up until around the 3DS. You'll struggle if you're going for like more modern games and like console games, so you're really going to struggle if using this on like a desktop when you're trying to emulate something like a 360 or a PS3. But for like your handheld games, the games you're typically playing on the go, this bad boy is fantastic. Personally, I've been using it a lot for Game Boy Advance, DS and Game Boy games. I did try and throw on a bit of Minecraft on my phone and play this thing, but it's just not great for that. So if you want my honest opinion what devices you want to be playing, like in terms of emulation, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, probably PSP will do pretty well if you can find an emulator for it. And even N64, just because you have, technically, you've got the C buttons in the form of the C stick. You'll struggle a bit when you're going for precise movements on it. But yeah, up until 3DS, if you have that available to you. I know a lot of you on Android have Citra available. I think it's still Citra that you guys use over there. I know it's Citra that I use on my desktop, and I know it's on Android. So yeah, fantastic little gamepad for those generations of systems. Definitely getting through your backlog as well with your legally obtained ROMs. Comfort isn't exactly this guy's strong point. So while it's great for like your shorter burst games, you know, Pokemon, Tetris, stuff like that, I wouldn't want to be playing like a platformer like New Super Mario Bros. On the DS on this thing, just because of how compact the controller is. It's a strong point and it's Achilles heel. There's just no arse on this thing, so there's nothing to grip onto. So when you get into those longer playing sessions, you're getting a bit sweating, a bit angry when you're struggling on a level. You see how I'm gripping this thing here, and I'll throw up some footage on the desk. It just gets pretty uncomfortable for longer periods of time. A strong point I actually found for it was playing this single-handed. So like on a game like Pokemon, you're only really moving or inputting, you're not doing both. So you could actually make a strong point to hold the controller like this with one hand, move with the D-pad, and just press some buttons. But even then, you're going to be straining yourself quite a lot going back and forth on those buttons. So that's why I kind of say this thing's great for emulation, but not really for modern games. You've got all the inputs, you know, LB, RB, LT, RT technically. I mean, if you want to count them, you can. You've got two sticks. You don't have stick clicks though. So the D-pad does indeed click down, but you don't have a second click. So I know a mad lad out there has definitely tried to play Dark Souls on this thing. I'm not going to be one of them. I wouldn't personally recommend playing modern games on this thing. If you want to do that, ABXYlute specifically have different controllers for that kind of thing. They've got mobile controllers, they've got cloud devices, I'm pretty sure, on their website. So yeah, not the most comfortable controller I've used, but it's definitely not the least comfortable controller I've used. It sits somewhere in the middle of being a bit mid. So for me, with the ABXYlute M4, the main use case is just those little bursts of time where you wouldn't really be doing a fat lot of anything else. Say you're waiting in line at like the doctors, you're waiting to get seen. You know what the doctors are like, especially over here. You'll be waiting like 30 minutes, especially when your appointment was 10 minutes ago. So this thing's just fantastic for that use case. You know, it's really saved me a lot from the doom scrolling, which, let's be honest with ourselves, is a bit of a problem right now. Stuff like this is great. I've seen that different companies are now starting to make different controllers in this sense. Not all of them MagSafe, some of them clip on, some of them are literally like the size of this thing's D-pad. But yeah, the ABXYlute M4, I would recommend to you guys if you're looking for just a little bit of something to use during a little bit of downtime. If you've got a lunch break at work and you don't want to, you know, sit there doom scrolling, just chuck this on. Play a bit of Pokemon, play a bit of like your turn-based games like Dragon Quest or the Mario and Luigi series. They're fantastic on DS. I've been playing a lot of Tetris with this thing and I've actually been really enjoying it, as well as Pokemon Emerald Kaizo. Absolutely disgusting game. But that's not talking about the controller right now, is it? Anyway, when you have the choice between this or a touchscreen, I'll definitely choose this over a touchscreen. Maybe wait for it to go on sale. I'm sure that they're going to throw it on sale around winter time. These companies normally do to make way for new stock. Another thing to keep in mind is it didn't come with a carry case for me. I'm pretty sure they sell one separately on the website. Just something to keep in mind, you know, if you're a bit like me and you're a bit cautious of throwing your electronics in a bag, it might make you a bit iffy. So yeah, fantastic little controller. Maybe think twice before getting it for longer term playing. Anyway guys, that was my thoughts on the ABXYlute M4 Magsafe controller. It's just a great little piece of kit, and this is like a kind of video I've been wanting to make since I got it. I just wanted to wait for the right time to make the video, wait until I was comfortable talking about the controller and actually given it a fair chance. By the way, I'm now on Blue Sky. I made an account a few days ago. I made a little community post with it. I'll always have it linked at the bottom of my videos from now on. So go and follow me there, you know, get video updates, maybe some silly stuff every so often, stuff that I find funny. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have picked up an ABXYlute M4 Magsafe controller, if you use like a different controller on the go, if you're a touchscreen warrior. No judgment yet. So yeah, the comment section's open for stuff like that. Let me know what you think of the video and let me know what you guys want to see me review next time. Most importantly, have a good day. I'll see you later.